Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host and game master, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, and I am joined as always by some really great and talented people and some dear friends. Firstly, Jamie Lee-Bonés.
Hello, I am Jamie, she, her, and I play Elo, the modified medical droid, they, them.
Jamie, it's been a minute since we sat down to play. I'm glad we can get together.
I know, I'm excited too. It's always great to sort of escape reality and join the stars.
And escaping reality with us, as always, is the other part of this crew, and that is Alex Herrera.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play Beegax Botano, and both of our pronouns are he, him.
He's hims.
He's hims. Also, I hope this microphone works. I know you said it did, Ian, but I'm looking at the bar, and I'm not even hitting yellow, and I'm terrified. I know that I'm not supposed to be in yellow, but I'm used to seeing a lot of yellow.
You're gonna have microphone anxiety.
Yeah,
the whole time.
The entire time.
Yeah. Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Everyone just gets a little microphone anxiety every once in a while. It's totally normal.
There's an attachment for that, though.
Well, we're going to beat that microphone anxiety. We're going to beat all the anxieties today. Or maybe we're going to find a few more. Who knows? This is a new world. This is a wild new frontier. So let's jump in. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Episode 43, Kreed's Kids. The crew of the Way continue their trek through the jungles of Lehon. Having survived their encounters with both curious and dangerous local life forms, the crew opted to get a better view and made their way to higher ground. Atop an outcropping that afforded them a vantage above the vegetation, Elo and Beegax discovered an alien statue, standing like a sentinel and staring sternly out over the tangled landscape. Their destination still unknown, and the whereabouts of Beegax's Chadra-Fan friends still undisclosed, the fringers weigh their options in the heavy, humid air.
First thing that we should do is roll the destiny roll. Tell me what you got.
Please be nice to me, Destiny Dice. I know I haven't seen you in a long time. You motherfucker. One dark side.
I got one dark side.
I got two light side.
Yay!
And as a result of the poll that we put up for the Wills of the Force to help influence our game as to whether they're going to tip the balance between light side and dark side, it has come down on the light side.
Thank you, Wills.
Yay,
Woo!
Wills. I
Everybody
know
out
you're my
there,
favorite,
thank
Wills.
you. I knew you liked us.
They always like you.
That one week, they were like, you know what? Fuck them.
I still consider that a like. They're just, they like to
true.
see you try. They like to
Yeah.
see you work for it.
Challenging us.
It's like, you know what? This next episode, I want to hear Alex cry a little bit. Like, you know what? I want to cause Jamie and her baby some stress. So let's put the dark side points.
Well, for now, you have an additional light side point that will evaporate from the game once used. It cannot be converted to the dark side. So that is 3 light side, 2 dark side. That's a pretty good start. Our camera pans down from a clear and sunny sky down onto an escarpment jutting out of this verdant and lively rainforest. A couple of stories up. It's not totally above the canopy of trees, but it gives a view across much of this jungle terrain that spreads out across the land of the planet of Lehon. There are all kinds of birds and insects and animals echoing throughout this jungle terrain. And standing at the top of this escarpment are a couple of our fearless fringers. They are staring out across where they can see a statue whose head is long and oblong with two eyes sticking out of stalks, its face cold and emotionless, almost like a dead deity looking out over a broken and forgotten kingdom. And some of these fringers are catching their breath. Some of them are taking a break after climbing up this formation. And we settle in on a Doug, dark-skinned and sweating. Alex, please tell us what Beegax is doing in this moment.
I assume that we finished the climb. Beegax is, huffing and puffing. He sees the smoke, the plume of smoke, and then he sees the statue of the elongated, headed creature. Some sort of, I assume it's like a humanoid, but it has this really long, elongated head. Looks to Elo.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to have like magnification view or something? And he goes, oh, wait a minute. We both do.
He kind of just opens his eyes a little wider and tries to use the magnification if possible. I guess it's just a perception check, but he'll try and look at where the smoke's coming out of. I know there's a canopy of stuff covering it, but maybe there's something he can see.
Okay, so you're trying to see something more than what's going on. Okay, yeah. Give me I think we'll call it a average perception check. And I'm gonna throw a black die in there because there is a lot of foliage, plants.
Yeah. That, my friends, is a triumph. And what's the imperial symbol thingy? Threat.
That's a crit, and we gotta respect that crit. So let me ask you this: is there something you were hoping to see?
Yeah, some sign, or maybe a section of canopy that's just been completely destroyed, like something landed there or crash landed there.
Gotcha. You see where sort of some of the canopy of tree has been like crushed, maybe broken limbs or something like that. It doesn't look like a crash site or anything like that, but it does look like it is difficult to get to, and it is just a little ways away from this big statue sticking out. The other thing that you see with that triumph is that it looks like where that smoke is coming from near that statue, and there does seem to be a naturally occurring open area there. Something where the growth of the trees and the plants haven't completely covered that. It looks accessible if you are able to walk through the jungle.
Cool. All right. Beegax finishes analyzing with his cyber eyes and kind of blinks and attempts to return them to normal. So they go from this weird, I would say, UI elements within them, and then he blinks and they kind of dissipate or fade into the opacity, and then they go back. His eyes return to normal. He looks at Elo.
Hey, you got a better view?
And we turn to Elo, a highly modified medical droid. Jamie, please tell us what Elo is doing and thinking in this moment.
Yeah, I think Elo probably got up to the peak pretty quickly and was just sort of looking around to see what they could find. Again, seeing this smoke. But I'll see if I see anything different than what Beegax was able to see.
Okay.
I have cool eyeballs too.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me the same check, an average with a black die.
2 successes and 3 threats. It looks like smoke, Beegax. From over there.
Yeah, you see exactly the same. I mean, you see what Beegax saw. it seems like there's sort of like a natural area around near that statue where the smoke is coming from that is kind of a clearing. It looks like it's going to be rough terrain getting through, though.
Can I tell how far, as in like how long it would take us to get there?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think you run the calculations and it'll probably take you the better part of the day. It's not super far away because you can see it, but it's just like getting down from here and getting through the jungle. That is going to be what is going to take up a lot of time because it's pretty thick. Yeah. But yeah, you estimate about that.
Okay. We would get there before dark. If there is a dark on this planet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we don't know.
We don't know. I mean, I don't know. So Ella would probably just relay that and say, it looks like over there where that smoke plume is would be our best bet. If we headed out now, we should probably get there by the end of the day.
And he looks down over the edge. Hawks a loogie.
It's a long way down.
Our only alternative is to just stay here, I suppose.
No.
He'll look at Verse and Kreed.
All right.
Oh, we have Obram too, don't we?
Obram is there, an older human man, panting and taking a seat, and he's like, just a moment, just give me a minute.
Oh, poor baby.
Look at Kreed, or Beegax will look at Kreed.
Hey, buddy, you think we could, like, make some kind of device, like a sling or something, so he can ride on your back as we climb down?
Yeah, I can try and do something like that.
He looks around for something to put together for like a makeshift baby Bjorn for a grown-ass man.
It's a baby Yoda. Okay. Or it could be the full Yoda from
Yeah, Yoda backpack.
Yeah.
He looks around and he's like,
Obram, maybe you can just cling on, like a backpack, around, just hang around my shoulders and I'll climb us down.
oh, yes, that would be great. Thank you very much. I believe my arms just can't hold the weight they used to.
Yeah, well, this looks like something that would be sold in stores across the United States.
Yeah, if only you were smaller and greener, Obram, I think this would be really popular.
Yeah.
Oh, man, now I want a Yoda backpack now.
Obram comments to no one in particular about the statue and just says, that is one of the Rakata, one of the native species, long extinct from this planet. I have no idea who it is or what importance it has, but they once ruled the galaxy as tyrants.
That's good to know, I guess. Good thing they're not home. These Rakata, were they big on technology back in the day, or was it something else?
Oh, definitely. They were one of the most advanced technological species in the entire galaxy for a long time. They had found a way to view their technological advances with their force capabilities. Sadly, it was only the dark side of the force that they were aligned to.
Good to know. So we got some evil, spooky stuff probably lying around if we find anything of theirs.
I hope so.
He'll look at Obram and Kreed and point.
Don't touch it. Don't touch anything if you find it.
He just like puts his hands up in surrender, like, I won't. Kreed, this three-eyed Gran, looks out to the statue and the smoke, and he's like,
What do you think that is? What do you think's out there?
Well, I'm hoping it's my buddy. But my gut's telling me it's probably something just as dangerous as those plants.
And then he looks at Verse,
And yet,
and he makes the motion like, here we go.
We'll make sure to keep our guard up either way.
yeah. It's kind of tough to keep our guard up when a plant decides it wants to eat us. I mean, it could be something as crazy as the dirt trying to eat us next, I mean, that does exist. Sarlacc pits are real, but I'm guessing this would be something a little bit more akin to like a new species or something we haven't seen before.
oh my goodness, can you imagine a new type of Sarlacc? That kind of discovery could... it would be incredible.
Yeah. We gotta live during the attack first, in order for it to be even known that it's incredible. Why am I even talking? Come on, let's go. What are we doing? And I'll start to. We don't have any rope, do we?
I don't think that you do,
I don't think so.
but you
either.
can flip some light side points and change that if you want to.
Can we use light side points like how you would use a travel die?
Yeah, just to get us down. Or to get us across the jungle.
I mean, I'll allow it.
Oh, I mean,
I'll
I would do
allow it.
that. I would totally do that.
Yeah,
Let's not get eaten by plants.
I'll say this. It'll cost you one to get down. It'll cost you another if you want to safely traverse. Yeah.
Stiff deal here.
What's more dangerous, traversing down or getting across the jungle?
I think they're both pretty bad. Because, going down, we could lose anybody. Going across the jungle, we have an equal chance of losing anybody. How many do we have? We have 3 light sides?
We have 3.
You have 3 that I'm looking at right now.
I'm okay to burn them if you are.
Let's do it.
Okay, yeah, we'll burn it. We'll do it. We'll burn them
All
both.
right.
I can't risk poor little baby Obram, so.
Definitely
We're
not.
burning 2 light side points. We're burning the gift from the Wills of the Force. Now we have 3 dark side, 1 light side, and you are all able to make it down from this area without too much trouble and make it across through the jungle. It's dense and it's sweltering. You feel the heat rise as the day goes on, and you can, for those of you that sweat, you can feel the sweat building up amongst the humidity of all these plants in this rainforest. Again, there is a cacophony of life here. It seems to largely leave you alone. But what is something that you see along the way, Alex?
I would say the one thing that kind of stuns Beegax are the insects. It's like when you first learned about New Zealand and the crickets they have in their wilderness. These massive, if insects were left to evolve, you have these almost gargantuan versions of them. So it's like dragonflies, but they have like 8 wings, and the compound eyes are still there, but they'll have maybe extra limbs and more mandibles, similar to a tarantula.
Yeah, they're just hanging out on trees,
Yeah.
on the trunks of trees and stuff. And Jamie, what do you see traversing through this jungle?
I would say as we're getting closer to our destination, we're starting to see ruins of stone, and they're just sort of hobbled together of things that once were, that nature has sort of just overgrown and taken over. But you can see some of the old tech and mech stuff that's in there as well. But it's obviously very old.
Yeah, it looks like pylons or something, markers of some kind. It's hard to discern exactly what their function is, but they are slowly being taken over by the vegetation here and eroded away by the weather. And as you get closer and closer to this statue, you begin to hear a voice coming from up ahead. And it's hard to make out at first. It just sounds like noise. But as you get closer and closer to it, you can hear it saying "Help! Help! Hey, help me!"
Oh, Beegax runs. Oh, Criff! And he'll draw his gun. Come on! And he'll just start running because he recognizes the voice.
Beegax, wait! Versus no! But you run. Make me, we'll call it a coordination check, trying to get through this difficult terrain. Let's call it average with a black die, trying to run through all of these bushes and vines.
One failure and 1 advantage.
You take a strain as you push through all of this stuff. Let's call it brushing through thorny plants that scratch up Beegax as he makes his way, and you break through into this clearing. The first thing that you see the bottom of this statue. Up above, high up above, is this depiction of some Rakatan And at the bottom is their feet. The statue seems to be standing as part of a structure that has a pretty large entrance to it. It looks like there are a few stairs going up, and then the entrance sort of like recedes into darkness. In the direction of this voice, there looks like a small campsite, and there is some kind of like fallen log in the middle of this small clearing where there is smoke rising up, thin, wisping, and dark as if from some recent fire. And from what you can tell, just like a chai sized bundle of robes, maybe clothes, sitting on this log. And you just hear again like,
Help! Help! Hey, help! Help me!
Yeah, Beegax rushes over, puts the gun away, and starts kind of taking thorns out of his legs as he's walking by. He's like, and he'll get up to the bundle of clothes and he'll try and remove the clothes as fast as possible, or help this person up.
You dig at the clothes and it like gives away, like you push it away, and instead of finding a body or something that is underneath it, it seems like this is just a shape of clothes around a recorder, some kind of communicator that is blinking, as well as a thermal detonator that begins to shrink, bink, 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 and blink on.
As he sees that, he immediately just kicks it with all his might forward. Like it doesn't matter what's in front of him. He's just like, huh, and just boots it.
Please give me a hard athletics check. We'll give you a black die for being surprised.
Oh my god. That's one success and a threat.
This thing is armed, and you manage to give it a kick, at least away from your person. The threat is you kick it in the direction of the rest of your crew.
Ah!
Boom! It like gets knocked away, lands, boom, 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 towards the edge of this clearing, and in the blast range, we'll say, of the rest of your crew.
I think we can just yell at them, hit the deck!
Yeah, Ella's gonna immediately look for cover and probably pull in whoever is closest to them.
That's probably Verse.
All right.
You grab Verse and go prone. Kreed like hops, grabs Obram and sort of like lands on top of him. Elo, when you hit the ground, you see a metallic glint in the bushes, and there is, some kind of like droid strut just a ways away from you.
Oh.
There is a moment where you register this, and then you hear over the comm, Beegax, you hear, following up on that is a familiar voice that comes through and says,
He says, don't move, you're surrounded, and don't worry, that's not the only thermal detonator. You should just, surrender. Maybe, drop your weapons or something?
Beegax snarls as he's, I assume, like on the ground, and picks himself up and does like the John Wick look around the area, very trying to analyze where could these people be if they can see me.
We don't have anything worth to steal, if that's what you're thinking.
As Beegax looks around this clearing, Elo, you see this strut begin to move, and coming out of the bush are three beings around you. The first is a pretty well-worn R2 unit, and it rolls up with some kind of blaster jutting out from its front. The next is sort of a small primate looking being with really fuzzy eyebrows covered in some kind of makeshift combat gear. And the third is a four-armed, enormous, hulking, tall, reptile-looking species that sneers down at you laying on the ground and point heavy blaster rifles at you.
Elo would probably just put their hands up. I mean, I'm not going to take on these three by myself. I mean, I know Verse is here, but...
And you're on top of her.
Right, exactly. Like, there's not really a ton of what we could do, so... Yeah, Elo's just going to, like, slowly raise their arms up.
Kreed and Verse sort of, like, follow your lead and raise their arms up as well. And then in the clearing, Beegax, you hear over this comm a familiar voice.
Wait. Beegax, is that you?
Yeah, it's me, Chai. Are these your new buddies?
Wait, what are you doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
What, why are you... How did you get out here?
It's a long story. Look, we don't have anything you'll want, trust me. Unless you want an old man.
An old man? Okay, hang on. He's with he's good. I know this one. I know him.
And you just hear in the background, like...
No, he's a friend from before, from Tavros. I know him. It's okay. Just shut it off. Okay, we're coming out, Beegax. We're coming out. Just don't move, okay? There's traps everywhere.
Oh! And I look at the ground. I'm trying to, like, discern. I assume I can't tell, like, where the traps end and where they begin. So he's just gonna stand perfectly still.
Elo, you hear someone talk to this group over comms. It's a small voice, a small nasally voice.
Hey, wherever you are, just stand down. I know this guy. It's okay. It's okay.
And this four-armed being just sort of like grunts and lowers his weapon. And this other guy with long eyebrows is like, wow, interesting day today. Hey. And the R2 unit beeps at you and also slides its little rifle in. They don't move from their position, but they don't seem to have guns aimed at you anymore, Elo.
Okay, then Elo's gonna slowly start to get up off the ground.
No funny moves, no funny business.
Of course not.
Just slowly.
And Elo will slow down to, like, a snail's pace, trying to get up off the ground.
Like a robot snail's face. It's
yeah,
Okay, not that slow. Come on, let's go. And he just, like, points out towards the clearing.
Okay, Elo will sort of gesture over to Verse and Kreed to get them to follow over into this clearing.
You all come in, and Beegax, you see Elo and the rest of your crew, like, being brought in. There's also these three other beings here that are armed. They don't have guns trained or anything. But then, coming out from another direction is a small Chadra-Fan who looks a little bit different than the last time you saw him. He is a Chadra-Fan are little, like, bat-like creatures. They're very small. He's got sort of like his space onesie on that's got all kinds of different, like, bandoliers now. He does have a little eye patch on, and it seems that he has a little, like, BD unit droid, like, on his back and shoulder that is hanging out there. And he, like, runs into the clearing and sees you, and he's like, oh my goodness, Beegax, you're really here!
Beegax sees Chai and his shoulders kind of drop, like,
It's griffin good to see you.
You hear you hear, like, a whine as some kind of electronics, like, wind down around you, and another, like, smooth skin gray sort of creature steps out, big wide mouth, like, still, like, holding a heavy blaster and some kind of, like, detonator, turning it off and just, like, stepping out to sort of, like, look and see everything. Chai runs up to you and just like gives you the biggest hug. He wraps his little arms around you.
Aww.
And he's like, I missed you so much, Beegax. It's so good to see. Oh, this must be the old man you were talking about. I've got so many questions.
Yeah, it's good to see you, pal. And he has like one hand over him, and it's like he can sense that he's a little bigger than he remembers. Like, oh, this guy, he either got fat or got muscle. Something is different about him. Yeah, Beegax will pull away a little. Hey, what's with the, and he points to the eye patch. What's with that?
It's just a reader. He like lifts it up and like he's still got an eye intact. He's just like, it just helps me, make calculations and that kind of thing. And plus, I think it looks kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, this is the crew.
And he points to the team.
This is Elo. They've saved my life. I don't know. I've lost count. That's Verse. She's pretty good with guns. That's Kreed. He's very tough. Good guy. And the old man is Obram. He's kind of like a scholar, I guess you could call him.
Chai turns to ULO and extends his small furry hand and he says, hi, I'm Chai. I'm an old friend of Beegax's. It must have been quite the journey getting here. It's not easy to find.
Ella will grab his little paw and emphatically shake it, just saying, yes, it was quite the journey. It's nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Oh, really? Well, he like blushes as much as a Chadra-Fan can. You must have gotten my message on, where did you go first? Tatooine or Dantooine?
Yeah, we went to Tatooine, but we had a couple of pit stops. Went to Socorro for a little bit, but if the Imperials ask, I was never there.
Well, I don't think we'll be speaking to too many Imperials. Definitely not out here. That's for sure. Oh my goodness, I'm being so rude. Please let me introduce everything. This is the crew that I've been sort of with for a while now. That's he points to the big four-armed lizard-looking guy. He's like, that's Kreed. You would recognize him as a basilisk species, and he points to the guy who looks very simian, got these like big eyebrows. That's Tao. Tao just sort of like gives a hello. And that's our 2B3. He's our technician. He's real great. And and that's our captain, Omen Baylet. And he points to the gray-skinned creature who is now like walked up into the group here. All of you would recognize his species as a Drabaton. Omen, he opens up his mouth and he is yelling. It's so loud. He's just like, la, 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 la. And Chai turns to you to interpret. He says, any friend of Chai's is a friend of the Horizon Boys.
Oh, you guys have a name.
Yeah. What do you think?
That's good. And you have a moniker. You guys got it's a pretty decent crew. You have a good con going here.
Do you guys have a name?
I mean,
He looks at Elo.
our ship has a name, but I don't think we have we're not like a crew. We're not a company, if that's what you're asking. We're not registered anywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, Ella's gonna shrug their shoulders and just sort of whisper over to Kreed, should we have a name?
A name would be cool. What about, Kreed's Kids? Cool, right?
And he looks at Chai and he's like,
Kreed's Kids.
No, Beegax is like, no, we don't have a name. It's definitely not that.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, cool. That's all right. You gotta work it through. You gotta like put it through committee. I understand. Wow. So you've just been everywhere. I gotta hear all about it, Beegax. What happened ever since Tabros? You said you were on Socorro and Tatooine. You made it over there, and now you're here in Lehon?
Yeah, I was looking for you, actually.
Well, you found me, and I'm real glad that you did. I'm sorry that we almost blew you up.
No hard feelings. Hey, I mean, you guys set up a good con here, good trap, Almost got me.
Why don't you come aboard? Have you eaten? Are you thirsty? We've got a couple of supplies. You can beat everyone else, and you can tell me all about where you've been and what happened.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we could use some grub and some water or something, yeah.
I could use a rest.
Oh, yeah, Obram needs to lay down. It's past nap time.
I'm curious about this structure, though. What is this? What are you doing here?
I don't know too much about it, but the guy on our ship, Yomads, he could tell you. He knows more about that kind of thing than me. Yeah, come on aboard.
All right, sounds good.
And he'll get close to Elo.
Yeah, he got a little buffer or fatter since I last saw him. It's good. It means he's eating. Because if you leave a Chadra-Fan alone, they typically get sad when they lose family. So this is a good sign.
Yes, it looks like he's found his own little crew here.
And if Elo really pays attention, they can detect a tinge of like what would you call it? Like, not sorrow, but like
Jealousy.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah, I guess he did. Huh.
Verse has a lot of hesitation before like going on with these people. She just kind of like looks at the two of you, eyes like, should we be doing this?
Beegax approaches Verse.
Hey, look, Chai checks out. He's a good guy. If he stayed alive with these people, he obviously sees something in them that's worth sticking with them.
I mean, how well do you know this guy, though?
Oh, very well. He helped me get the stuff out of the database.
Okay, but how long has it been since you last saw him? I mean, people change, things change, circumstances change. I mean, think about where you've been from the last time you were with this guy.
Oh, I'm a carking piece of griff. There's no way that I'm gonna compare myself to Chai. Have you ever met a Chadra-Fan before?
Can't say I have.
Loyal to a fault. Trust me. If he wanted to betray us or kill us, they could have done so literally minutes ago.
Okay, but I'm not turning my back on anyone, and neither should you.
I mean, you wouldn't be you if you weren't this way, so that's fine.
She like looks at you like, is that a compliment? But is like trying to parse that out.
I'll look at Kreed.
How about you, big guy?
I'm okay to go. Anything to get out of the jungle. I think we've been in here a little bit too long.
I agree.
I want to know what's in that area, though, under that statue. Do you think there's anything we can, like, take?
I don't know, but we're gonna have to take Obram there. I made a note in my head already. He's been staring at that thing the whole time.
He's wandering off. He's like writing something down in his book, like drawing a picture or something.
I yell at him, Obram, you can't stay out here by yourself. You're gonna get eaten by something.
Yes, okay, yes. All right, good.
Why do you think they chose Lehon? It doesn't seem to be a very lucrative place for pirates.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And he's gonna make sure that they're away from the rest of them as they're walking up.
Something tells me they're pretty dumb. But I mean, come on. You've met space pirates before.
Very true. And I suppose if Chai is your friend, and then Elo's just gonna walk off.
Wait, does that mean I'm stupid? Wait, Elo, what are you saying? You saying I'm stupid?
And he'll look back.
Obram, get on the carking ship!
Coming.
Hello, fringers, spacers, rebels, my scum and villainy. Thanks for joining me in the mid-roll. I'm going to try and make this one as short as I can, but I do want to go over the cool stuff that we're going to be giving away during our Fallout campaign and how you can win it. So just a heads up, this is the last episode of our Star Wars story for a little while. It will be returning, but we're going to take a brief hiatus from that campaign and begin our Wasteland adventure using the brand new official Fallout RPG published by Modiphius Entertainment. We've been working with friends at Modiphius for this campaign, and they have generously donated a bunch of cool stuff for us to give away to listeners during our Fallout run. Things like physical and digital copies of the new Fallout RPG core rulebook, Fallout dice, and some other goodies. We've also got a custom URL for you to go and check out the new RPG. So go and visit modifius.net/respectthecrit, and you can see the stuff that we're going to be giving away and get your hands on your own copy of this incredible RPG. We're working on including a discount that will be exclusive to Respect the Crit listeners, but more on that later. For now, visit the link to check out the giveaway items and to pick up a copy of the book or dice or Game Master resources if you can't wait. At the time of this recording, the physical books and bundles are available for pre-order and are expected to release in September. So any physical copies or prizes we give away will be shipped after the core rulebook is officially released. The custom URL can be found in the episode description, and we'll tweet it out and social it and all that good stuff. modifius.net/respectthecrit. To celebrate our first episode, we'll be giving away one physical copy of the core rulebook and one set of the Fallout RPG dice. They're custom dice with special symbols on them, and they're really great tools to use when playing or running a game. And we'll be announcing the winner when we debut August 25th. We'll be giving away stuff all throughout the campaign. We've got a bunch of digital copies of the core rulebook, a few more physical copies, and some other cool prizes that you'll have a chance to win. There'll be a giveaway each episode, so if you didn't win the previous giveaway, keep submitting. You'll have another opportunity to win until you do. Now, how to win these very cool prizes. Firstly, no purchase necessary. We'll be posting a sweep widget link each episode for you to submit your email and follow instructions on how to enter to win. The sweep widget link will be in the show description when the episodes publish, and we'll drop it in our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Insta. If you're in our official Discord, you'll be able to find it there too. So look out for that sweep widget link every other Wednesday with the new episode. It'll have the instructions you need to follow in order to enter to win. And those instructions are only two things. Firstly, visit that custom URL I mentioned, modifius.net/respectthecrit. There you can preview the items we're going to be giving away and check out all the tools and resources available for the official Fallout RPG. There's a lot of cool stuff there and a lot of neat game toolkits and bundles that'll enhance your own Fallout story. So visit that custom URL and get yourself a copy. And the second thing, I need you to go to Apple Podcasts, make sure to follow Respect the Crit, and leave a 5-star rating and review. Tell us what you like about the show, and then screen cap or take a picture of your review and upload it to the sweep widget giveaway link we provided. Feel free to tweet it at us or post it and tag us on social media, but make sure to send it through our link so we can count it towards your entry. And yes, if you've already left a review, screen cap that baby and upload it. I know some of you have already done that, so you're halfway there. Only one entry per giveaway, please, obviously. But if you don't win, like I said, we're going to be giving away stuff throughout the entire campaign. So feel free to enter each time there's a new giveaway. And I know what some of you are saying. I don't have an Apple ID account, or I don't use Apple Podcasts to listen. Hey, I understand. But it's real quick and easy to create an Apple ID, follow our show, and leave us a review. We have to use the Apple reviews because it's the easiest for me to track. It has the infrastructure for us to reach the biggest audience, and it gives the opportunity for listeners from all over the world to enter for a chance to win. So, one more time, to have a chance to get these cool prizes, when a new episode of our Fallout campaign comes out every other Wednesday, all you gotta do is go to our giveaway link with the instructions to enter to win. There, you can submit your email, submit a picture of your 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, and visit that custom URL, modifius.net/respectthecrit. That's it. Our first huge giveaway is live right now. So look for that sweep widget link, and we'll announce the winner when we debut the first episode of our Fallout campaign, August 25th on Respect the Crit. Thank you to our friends at Modifius Entertainment, and thank you for listening, for downloading, and for leaving us your feedback. That's all. Now let's get back to the episode. We do a camera wipe. Everyone is walking up in front of a very big, sort of like boxy looking ship. This is a ZH-25 Quester class light freighter. It's about the same size as the Way, but it is clearly like more fortified, built a little bit heftier for a bigger crew, and with a little bit more weapons and armor, that kind of thing. Most notably, it has its cockpit like right in the front and center, as opposed to like the YT versions that have it off to the side.
Yeah, Beegax looks at this. He just kind of admires it for a second.
Oh, wow. Who'd they rob this from?
And we screen wipe again, and everyone is aboard this ship. It feels a lot like your ship, actually. Like it probably has a different smell to it just because there's a bunch of other people here. Like when you walk into someone's house for the first time and you're like, oh, this is a new smell.
Yeah, but these are all animals. Like these guys are.
Yeah. It's like a dirty boys dormitory.
Yeah, like a frat house almost. There's just like food everywhere. Things that are being worked on, like halfway completed, all over the place.
100%. That's 100% what it is. There is even like a small medical area up in here, not as big as Elo's medical bay, and certainly not as clean. In fact, you feel like the sterility of this place may be lacking. It may not be up to medical quality. There is sort of like a common area. I imagine it's sort of like a sunken conversation pit kind of area. Like it's kind of it's kind of round like that, and that's sort of like the social area of the ship. And then sort of like up above behind that is like a small kitchen. There's like all kinds of unwashed dishes and stuff, like cabinets open, dry food spilled out on the thing. Chai like brushes some space Cheerios off of the couch and sits down, and Omen is around sort of like puttering in the kitchen, and this basilisk sort of like leans against the wall and just like crosses one pair of arms, picks his nose with the other. Seems to be pretty chill. There is also a Rhodian aboard here. Looks like a male, very tall, very lanky, and he's dressed in what you would, what kind of looks like gear for exploring. Like it looks like rough and jungle ready. He's got some like goggles on his head, and he's got that like Rhodian mohawk with the little phalange things. Chai turns and says, "This is Yobat's Vale. He's from Rhodia." And Yomance bows kind of briefly and says,
Pleasure to meet you. Are these friends of yours?
"Yeah, he's my oldest friend." And points to Beegax.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you. Yeoman?
Yomance.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I've only met one other Rhodian before you, and his name was a little easier to pronounce. Although, I have to say, off first impressions, you're already 10 times better than he was.
Thank you?
Yeah. And I look to Elo and the rest of the group. It's a compliment, right? Placebo was kind of a dick, yeah?
Verse like nods like yes.
I didn't mean that as a offense to any species. It's more the personality. Placebo was this guy we knew. He happened to be a Rhodian. Real turd bucket. Let's put it that way.
Watch him be like, "Oh, Placebo, that's my cousin.
That's my brother."
Yeah.
We are related.
Oh, yikes.
No, he is a turd bucket.
Yeah.
We don't like him at family gatherings.
We don't invite him anymore.
He goes on and on about making Rhodia great again. We don't like him.
But yeah, Yomance is like,
No offense taken. I'm curious though, why do you find yourself here on the surface of Lehon?
A couple different things, actually. One was I got a message on a secure channel from my friend here because we agreed we'd meet up. Elo, why don't you fill them in on what we've been doing? I think this group and us have similar views on the Imperials and retirement.
Elo will nod and begin the long tale of Kreed's kids and their journey throughout the galaxy.
yeah, there's a download that goes on. You exchange stories back and forth.
Oh, I look at Elo. Should we message The Crown Prince himself will let him know we're safe.
Oh, grr.
Yeah.
We have been gone for quite a bit. It might make sense to just let him know that we are all right, and that way he won't leave us here.
That would be bad, yeah.
I just want to contact Gur on my comlink. And just radio him in. I'll be with Elo and I'll radio over Gur.
This is a go for Gur.
Gar, how are things?
Fine. It is very cool and dry aboard the ship, and I am loving it.
I figured you would be okay staying there.
How's the jungle?
Alright, so there was a large plant. It eats things, but it's dead now. We made friends with the natives, which are orange monkeys. Or apes. I call them apes. They're a little smarter. They have an addiction problem. I found my friend. Like I mentioned, we found their ship. They're a group of I'm going to call them space pirates very loosely. Have you heard of this group called Horizon Boys before in your former career?
The Horizon? No, I have not. I have not heard of those boys.
Yeah, I figured they weren't well known. But anyways, they got this Rhodian with them. Yeoman's Vale.
Oh, I have heard of Yeoman's.
Good news, bad news?
Not much. I know that he works in the Senate. He is some kind of diplomat from Rhodia. And he takes a lot of trips to Dantooine.
Okay.
I think he is also an attaché to Alderaan.
Alright, well, that's good to know. Okay, stay sharp. Again, whatever you do, do not let Rat take control of the ship.
Don't worry. I have it all under control.
Okay, don't break him either. We still need him for navigation. I know it's tempting. You didn't do anything yet, did you?
I have it under control. Enjoy your plants.
And I'll end the comms.
I'm just flipping a dark side point here where Rat gets control of the ship.
And he's just like, I would like to go to Coruscant.
You see the way like fly off out of the atmosphere.
God damn it, Rat.
Obram is like kind of trying to figure out like more about this temple and stuff, like what is its relevance. At first, Chai is like, well, you see, when we were first coming here, we were looking for it, and then you hear the captain like, rah, 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 rah. And Chai like looks at him, and then his eyes get kind of big, and he's like, I mean, I can't really talk too much about it. And Yeomance kind of steps forward or sits forward, and he says,
We are on a diplomatic mission from Rhodia.
And he like sits back and leans back and looks at Chai.
Beegax raises an eyebrow if you can.
Diplomatic mission on a planet with no other sentient life forms besides monkeys who get high and plants that eat those monkeys.
That is correct.
Well, I don't buy it.
And as he leans back in this conversation pit,
Something tells me there is a very valuable item in that structure down there.
nodding his head towards where the statue is, relative to their position in the ship. And he's gonna look at Chai.
And I don't need you to say anything, buddy. I don't wanna ruin your setup here. But whatever's down there, it's probably worth a lot. Enough that you need to hire an entire ship of pirates.
It is a clandestine diplomatic mission. One that we would like to keep a low profile about. It is best for everyone.
And Chai looks around and he's like, I think Beegax could really help us with this. He's the best slicer I know. He could probably get us in there. I mean, we haven't been able to breach the entryway. And he's really talented. I've seen some of the stuff that he can do. I'm almost positive he can help us.
I'm only as talented as my partner.
And he kind of gives him a wink.
The captain just like goes, He's a little hesitant to fill you in on what we're doing here. You're not totally wrong about the assumptions that you made. And Yomans leans forward and he's like,
But you are not totally right.
Yeah, I figured. I can assure you of some things.
And I'm gonna look to Elo.
I can assure you that we're not after a treasure here.
He'll kind of look to Elo like, hey, right? We're not looking for treasure, right?
right? Are we?
Are we? No, our primary goal was to find you, Chai, and now that we've done that, I'm not quite sure what our goal is.
Well, that kind of leads me to my second point. See, we got this old guy here. No offense, Obram.
None taken, I am old.
He loves this stuff, and he's done good by us. I don't know, something just told me to take him and to bring him here. And I want to ensure that I'm listening to that voice in my head that's kind of guiding me so far. So we're here purely,
And he looks at the Rhodian, at Yomans.
Purely here on a mission of discovery, not of acquisition. So whatever it is you need in there, I'll help you get, as long as you tell us the truth and let my boy here, Obram, take as many rubbings and drawings and writings as he possibly can.
Yomans, considers this for a second, and Chai's looking on, hopeful, between the two of you, hoping to see this resolve. And then Yomans leans forward, and he says,
This place is a temple for the Rakata people. We don't know what is inside, but they are known to have quite the technology, very advanced. We think that it could lead to something that the galaxy has not seen in a very long time.
When you say we, what do you mean? Like we here in the room? We Rhodia? We another organization that I don't know about?
When I say we, I mean those of us that recognize the totalitarianism of the Empire, that the Imperials value resources and supremacy over the lives of its people. There are those of us working to change this. Unfortunately, even telling you this puts you in danger. This is all I can say.
That's fair. I'm not looking for any more. I'm not looking for the price on my head to increase by a significantly large amount anytime soon, but look, if I'm gonna offer my services free of charge, I'd have to know what the interested parties are.
It is good that you are no friend of the Empire. You will find no friends of them here either, but I cannot give away the identity of the people that we are working with. It puts us all in danger. Know that whatever is here in this temple, it must be very important to the Rakata, and it cannot fall into the hands of the Empire. That is why we must recover it.
Okay. This planet, this item, does the Empire know it exists?
We don't know, which is why time is of the essence.
Okay, alright.
When the Empire took power, they also took control of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. This had an archive of many, many forgotten secrets and locations in the universe. It is possible they know of this place. It is possible they know of the Rakata power.
Not great. I'll give you that.
No.
Obviously, I'm gonna help my buddy out. And any friends of Chai obviously are friends of mine. Just as long as as long as Obram gets to take down any details he wants about the place and the history. And I'm down to lend you my services.
What do you think, droid?
Elo's gonna look towards Beegax and just say, if you're in, I'm in. It's not like we have anything better going on. And then is gonna look over towards Obram, who I assume is like ecstatically in.
Yeah, he's almost falling off of his chair. Yomance nods at all of you.
Tomorrow, you can help us enter the temple. We have had some trouble getting in there. It seems to be protected by some kind of energy field. We have not been able to get around it. I must ask that whatever we find in there, you do not record. That is what we are trying to protect.
It will be good enough just to know, I think. I very much want to get in there.
Okay. That sounds like a yes.
You hear like, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," and Chai smiles and he says, welcome to the Horizon, boys. You spend the night aboard this ship. They clean up the couch in the conversation pit so that people can rest there. Our camera sort of like lifts up away from this Quester light freighter and up into the sky, where indeed night does fall on this planet, and the stars of hundreds of galaxies twinkle in the night sky as we slowly fade to black. We come back up on Chai. He's got his little eye patch, and his BD droid is down on the ground, shattered into a bunch of pieces. He is holding a blaster, and he is shaking. He looks very afraid, like the kind of fear that freezes you in place, deer in headlights style. He can't seem to do anything, and he just looks very, very scared. Whatever is frightening him seems to be just out of the frame of the camera, and then from a sort of curved hilt, a long shaft of red light explodes out from the top of this hilt. Beegax, you are here, and I need you to roll me the destiny die.
Oh my god.
I'm here as in I'm watching. Is this another? Oh no.
Are you spying on people again, or are you really here?
Am I here? Yeah, what am I? Oh, you're not gonna tell me.
No, he's not gonna tell you.
Oh, 2 light side. You want to see it?
No, I'm sure it's too light side.
Okay.
You don't have a weapon, but you feel a surge of something. Based on that roll, what does Beegax feel in this moment?
I'm gonna choose something that he doesn't normally feel. It's a sense of, instead of that uncontrolled impulse bravery, this is just raw, I'm in the right. I am where I'm supposed to be, so maybe like a bravery based off kismet. You know, like I'm supposed to be here, so I need to do what I need to do. And I have something beyond measure on my side. Like I wouldn't say divine, but something that he can't explain is backing him.
You're at the right place at the right time. Beegax is where he needs to be, and he knows it. Maybe for the first time in his life. Elo, you also feel this, as you are there as well.
What?
Okay.
This feeling seems to emanate from Beegax, and you feel it almost empathetically, like it's coming from him. This blade lifts up, this red blade of light, and we see it reflected in Chai's eyes as it comes down at him. And Beegax, what do you do?
If I'm there, I scream like no, and I like jump in. I try to jump in front, and as hopeless as it is, Beegax puts his hands up to try and stop it, as if it's like something falling, as opposed to something that can cauterize and destroy him.
And just as that blade meets Beegax's hands, at the moment just before you expect to feel it slicing through, you wake up. You hear the sound of the captain snoring somewhere on the ship. Beegax is splayed out wherever he was given a place to stay on this ship full of the Horizon Boys. And you're awake. Everyone else seems to be asleep. And it's just dawn.
Beegax gets whatever clothes are nearby. Probably like some sort of robe, wraps it around himself like a cloak of some kind. And then begins kind of rushing down the hall. Doesn't really care about noise. I can hear in my head his fleshy dark limbs hitting steel and dum dum, kind of going down the hall.
Elo's probably sleeping wherever they had set up quarters for our crew, so maybe even in the same room as Beegax. Elo's gonna lock eyes with Beegax before he begins running down the hall and is going to follow him.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to say anything. He saw them in this whatever it is. He saw them and he knows like we have to go find them. So he's rushing out of the ship because it was outside, correct?
It was not outside. It was inside. It was in somewhere that you have not been before. It was not a recognizable place.
Did it look like a ship or did it look like something else?
It looked very dimly lit, and it looked like there was a lot of stone.
Alright, so he's gonna go outside and look around and look at the statue, the foot of the statue, and rush towards the assumed entrance that's there. What he believes is where the field would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he'll rush down there.
You ascend a few small stairs that go up into the entrance of this temple, and then it descends sharply down into a room that is rectangular. At the end of it is another entrance that seems to be just an opening, an aperture into more space. And along the floor and walls is just this crackling, arcing energy that seems to be sparking throughout the entirety of this room.
On the floor too?
Yeah, on the floor and walls, not on the ceiling. There does seem to be a panel or something on the other side of the room from you, maybe like 600 feet or something like that.
I'm gonna throw my cloak on the ground and see what happens to it.
It instantly vaporizes.
Whoa.
Yep, that's what I thought.
I'll pull my blaster and try to aim for that panel.
So it's medium distance, which is not the distance of your pistol.
What happens if I take a shot from this far? Is really bad, right? It's like a...
Yeah, it's essentially ineffective.
And you said the energy field's on the ground and the walls, but not the ceiling.
That's correct.
I want to see if I can climb on the ceiling, like some Jedi Fallen Order type deal.
So yeah, let's do this. You try and like get up on the ceiling and grip onto it with all of your dug hands. Let's call that a hard athletics check. And I am gonna flip a dark side point, and I'm gonna upgrade one of those to a red.
Wash.
With just a wash, like you just can't find any purchase. You're like, where do I climb on the ceiling here? Like you can grab some stones along the wall to try and get up, but like to like get across this like smooth ceiling seems nigh impossible. And as all of this happens, you hear Chai Chai from behind you go, "What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna turn around.
Oh, hey.
Are you trying to get an early start, or are you trying to like get an approach, or what? You ran out of here so fast. I just heard you stomping down the hall."
Does he have his little droid with him?
Mm-hmm.
I look at Elo like I have no idea what to say.
Beegax had a nightmare.
Yeah, I had a nightmare.
Okay. Is everything okay?
I don't think I'll tell him. I think it would just be like,
Oh, it's like those things where you go to school and you ain't got no pants, even though I don't necessarily wear pants.
How would you even wear pants? It's
I don't know. That's what makes the nightmare so weird. Yeah, everything's fine. Just don't wander by yourself. Just try and stay on the ship as much as you can.
okay. We are coming down here though. I will be with the exploring party.
Yeah, that's fine. Just be with people, I think, is the most important thing. It's a little weird out here.
I look at Elo.
Right? It's a little weird, a little strange.
Yes, definitely very, very strange.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I like people. So, why don't we get you some food or something, huh? Have some breakfast?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
And he kind of just shakes it off, looks back at where his cloak was, and thinks,
That was good Socorro cloth.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit Empire's Edge. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts. It's easy, free, and helps other people learn about the show. And we love reading your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter and Instagram, or come chat with us on our official Discord server. Beegax is played by Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AE Herrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. Elo is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram @jamielee.bones. I'm Ian Duncan, your GM and MC, and you can find me @idunks on Twitter and Instagram. The original music featured in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose information and credits are linked in the show notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to check out more of their work, and tell them how much you like their music in our show. The Star Wars role-playing system is published by Fantasy Flight Games. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and may the Force be with you. Let's jump in.
My name is Ian, and I have this voice that I disguise, and no one knows who it is.
It's very clearly me,
Until
though.
it's
I
too
feel like
late.
it's.
I didn't know. The first time,
Really?
yeah. I swear to God, I was like, who did he get to do this? And then after the second or third listen, the second or third episode probably. I think I was like, wait a minute. I think you either told me or I was
just
like,
me.
yeah, that's Ian.
I know that voice.
It's just me.
Secret talents of Ian Duncan.
Yeah.
Secret pitch effects hidden in Premiere.
If it works, it works.